Welcome to Grace Lovin' Service, a podcast of St. John Lutheran Church in East Liverpool, Ohio. I'm Pastor Eric Edwards.
And I'm Josh Grafton.
And today we're getting to know our guest, Christina Hudson. Welcome to the podcast, Christina.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
So we begin off with the same question every time. Tell us your faith story.
Well, I've always believed in God. It was a family thing. There wasn't any real question on whether we believed or not. We just believed. But I was born into it, I guess.
Did you guys attend church?
Actually, I was born into this church. I was born into St. John's. My mom came here. My dad came here. Both of my sets of grandparents all came here. So,
Cradle Lutheran.
I didn't think I realized that your dad did too.
Yep.
Because we have,
well, he never actually came to church.
One side of your family is like famous here. Like the Merrimans, they
Most
go way
definitely.
back. So,
Yeah.
Richard was a force to be reckoned with.
He had his spot over there, and he was there every Sunday.
He did. Richard was our oldest member for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he passed away on Easter morning just this last year, and that was rough.
It was rough. It was very rough.
We still expect to see him walk through the door in the morning and sit in his chair. And
Have you heard whistles in the church yet?
no, Richard used to whistle at the end of every worship service. The bells would go off, and you just hear this little high-pitched whistling sound. And I don't know if we even knew he was doing it, but every worship service, at his funeral, we whistled him out the door to Jesus Loves Me.
Did.
So.
We did. My grandparents, my dad, they moved here. I think my dad was like 4. They moved from Irwin, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So when they owned the grocery store in Wellsville, Ohio, it was Superfoods. So my grandpapa was traveling back and forth from Irwin to Ohio like every day.
Wow.
So they bought land up on 45 outside of Wellsville, built a house, and then they moved my Aunt Linda and my dad here because the younger two weren't born yet. So as far as I know, they came to this church.
Wow.
So I know we used to laugh all the time. But my grandma Hudson, my dad's mom, she was late for everything. Everything. She would show up 10 minutes after the service started. And we used to joke all the time and say, well, we got to make her late for her own funeral because she's late for everything. But she did. She came here until, oh, good gravy. I can't remember when she stopped coming, but she ended up going to a church in Wellsville. I think it was because it was closer, maybe, because she was getting up there in age, and my aunts did not want her driving.
That's understandable.
The pastor of the church that my grandma went to, he's a really good guy. He comes in to work all the time. I talk to him whenever he comes in. He actually, I catered a wedding that he was the officiant at.
Nice.
So
Food's a big part of your life, right?
it's a huge part of my life.
It's your job.
It's my job, but it's also like ingrained too. Like, whereas God was never a question growing up, food was definitely never a question. That's what we did as a family. Whenever we got together, everybody cooked, we ate, we had fun, we laughed, we loved. But food has always been ingrained in me as like love language, I guess.
Yeah.
When did you decide that you wanted to be a cook?
I've always
Or
been
a
good
chef,
at it.
not a cook. Sorry, a chef.
I've always been good at cooking. I actually cooked in a pizza joint in Wellsville when I was in high school. So I decided that I would just go to culinary school. I already knew how to cook. I didn't know all the fancy words for everything or like special techniques that they teach you for like French cuisine, that kind of stuff. So I decided to go. I already loved it. That's what I told my mom. I already love food. I love cooking. Why not make money while doing it?
Nice.
So that's how I ended up in culinary school.
Food is an interesting one in the Gospels because it's in there a lot.
Yes.
In drink and all these meals that Jesus, when he's not healing people, it seems like he's eating.
Yeah.
Well, healing takes a lot of energy. You
It,
need food.
it does.
Well, and it's a staple, right? Like it's something that everybody needs, right? Like
Right.
everybody needs to drink, everybody needs to eat. Like and it's a common time. It's very much a lot of times a family time, a getting together time. It's rarely in the church do we do something big without there being food of some kind.
Well, we spend, life moves so fast now that you're just grabbing food on the go. But if you're actually intentional about meals and sitting down with people and getting together, it's kind of shocking what a relationship builder that is and what a communion that is, just breaking bread with other people.
Yeah.
Well, and that's half of the point of communion, right? Is actually gathering people around a table. Like when we had COVID and we did literal drive-through communion on Sunday afternoons, and people would drive up to their car, like, you don't have to get out. We just kind of like through the window, I'll take 2 Jesuses to go.
Two Jesus.
2 Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes. So talk to us about being a kid at St. John. Because a lot of the adults that we have talked to so far were not kids at St. John. They
No.
came later. So what was it like when you were a kid here? Walk us through growing up at church.
We had a huge youth group, like humongous.
Like how many? Ballpark it.
Let's see. My confirmation class, I think there was 8 of us.
Woo!
It's pretty big.
You have that
Yeah.
many in Sunday school now.
Yeah. So I never played basketball for the youth group, but my older sister did. So the gym downstairs. I
Yes.
was talking to Parker about it since she's playing basketball now. I actually have pictures of Jessica in the basement in the gym in her St. John's basketball
Ah,
uniform.
yes.
But like all of our Christmas play, all of the stuff that Janice would always coordinate for all of us.
She was doing it even back then.
Yeah.
Janice is a force to be reckoned with at this church. I mean, she's always been the put it together
Always.
person.
Janice was my music teacher in elementary school.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I had her in school and at church.
Well, you got Saturdays off from her. That was about it.
Not always.
That was probably
Not always.
Youth choir practice was on Saturdays, right? Like,
Yeah. But
Oh.
Janice has been a huge constant in my life since I was little, but I was always her go-to. So if she ever needed any characters, positions filled in plays or whatever,
That's a
always
pretty good
filled
force
in.
to have in your life. That's, If you have to pick one, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
so how
Well,
many sheep have you been in your life, right?
we were looking through pictures as shortly after Pat passed away. Lindsay had brought up all of the pictures from my parents' house because when my dad passed away, she took a lot of stuff home with her. So I'm looking through all of these pictures and I find a picture of the Christmas play, and I am the sheep. The sheep that you were.
Yes,
The
you were the
sheep-
sheep that I was.
I was the sheep that you were.
Oh.
I can't remember if I was running through the pews. Probably not, since Lindsay had stitches from running through pews and smacking her head off of one.
For those of you who haven't been to a Christmas pageant in St. John, there's sort of this tradition that I have to play one of the sheep in the Christmas pageant. So I am an adult sheep and I behave like a child sheep. And so we have like a shepherd chase me around and it's a whole
That was my job this
it's
year.
a whole thing. Yeah. Josh got to hit me with a crook. this year,
He was
so-
running through the pews, knocking
Yeah.
over old ladies. It
Oh
was-
no! Wait! It was just the 2 of them.
Just 2. It was just 2.
I caught him at the end. Don't
That's
worry.
right. That's right. It's okay.
But yeah, so I think I've been in maybe I have not been in maybe 10 in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because we're still
But-
involving you now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And now my kids get to be involved too. So
That's right. One of your daughters was she married this year? What was
Parker was.
Yeah,
Parker was
married
married.
this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Lily was an angel.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you have 2 daughters.
I do.
So tell us about them and what it's like having them here, because they are a joy, at least in church.
Having them in church or having them in my life?
Yes.
Just yes.
Both.
Both. Well, Lily's 17. Just got her driver's license. Pray for me. Parker's 11. Parker is my live-in pastor.
She is 11 going on 40.
She definitely is.
We have big hopes for Parker in this church.
Pastor Parker. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't think she's going to disappoint.
Honestly, I don't either.
I used to joke with my mom all the time about Lily because my mom didn't get to know Parker, but that Lily was born an old soul. Like, she's very much mature for her age. She understands so much more than what she probably should at 17. But I mean, they're my life. They're the whole reason I'm here. Every reason.
Here in church or here at all?
Here for everything. In life and in church.
Sounds like a pretty good gift.
Well, I mean, being a mom is the ultimate. It's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
And they're such good kids too. Like, I have Lily in confirmation, and that girl, like, she astounds me. She really is. She is fabulous. And Parker has a heart like I have never seen in someone her age. I mean, she is just, she is loving, and she is compassionate and passionate about the things that she does. She helped preach a sermon this last year we did Holy Hilarity Sunday, and she got to tell jokes with me up there.
She did a great job of that. Just before this podcast, based on your sermon today, where you said something about being a pastor for 30 years, she said to me, I can't wait to be a pastor for 30 years.
Yeah, me too. Well, I have not been a pastor for 30 years, but I can so see this. If future Parker is not listening to this as a pastor,
It's our fault.
we have screwed up, because she has all the gifts for it already. I mean, she is just a natural.
It's fun to watch them interact with each other because they have this good sister energy.
Here,
It's not always like
Well,
that.
here it's nice. I've seen them outside of here,
Yeah.
and they were the same. It was funny.
They don't ever like fight to hurt feelings. We have a lot of conversations in my house. With the way I grew up, the way I was parented, I knew that I wanted to change that generational trauma.
Oh,
whatever
good
it
for
is.
you.
wow.
So, we have a lot of conversations. So if somebody's feelings are hurt or somebody does something that wasn't exactly kosher, we have conversations about it. We don't we'll walk away for a few minutes, let whatever tension relax, and then we'll have a conversation about it. That way we're not coming at it hot-headed. We can find solutions. We can work through problems, that kind of stuff. I knew that I wanted to have that kind of relationship with them. So
That is really hard to implement, and it takes time, and it takes overcoming a lot of your own stuff that was put in your head.
yeah.
And it's not easy. So good for you. Is it just the three of you at home?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no male energy to disrupt that healthy communication.
That's why it's healthy.
That's why it's working.
On occasion there is.
We bring a whole new set of problems to the equation.
I think the right people don't. But I mean, I do have a very good relationship with Lily's dad and her bonus mom.
I love that phrase, by the way, bonus mom.
Well, she is. Lily's the same way with her, though. Like, if somebody calls her mom, I don't correct them.
Mm-hmm.
Lily doesn't correct them. So, but that's exactly what she is. She's like, Lily's got two awesome moms.
That's great.
And we get to make fun of her dad together. So, but Laura and I do have a really, really good relationship. I knew going into it, Laura and Jess getting married, that everything we did was for Lily. And that's exactly how Laura approached it too. So that always warmed my heart, because I know that if something were to happen to me, she always has Laura.
Yeah.
And Laura and I, we're not the same. Laura's very girly. I am not girly at all. So Lily gets all of that from her, but then she gets to I need my brakes changed, Mom. How do I change my brakes? And I'm like, all right, I'll show you how to do it. So she gets...
You could show me how to do it.
She gets the best of both worlds.
Nice.
So
That's great. That's really fortuitous that it worked out that way because it often does not.
I made a comment the other day. We were talking about Laura, and I was like, "Are you talking about my hetero life mate?" And she was like, I can't with you, Mom." I'm like, "But she is." Like, we even talked about if Jess goes, me and Laura are moving in together. So
It sounds like it's working.
It is so rare to see that work out that beautifully too. I mean, that takes character to be able to do that. That's wonderful.
It takes being at peace with the situation and faith and trust.
Well, Jess and I realized, and I think he did too, after it didn't work out, that we were much better as friends than we were anything else. And I think that helped drive the healthy friendship between us. Like, we talk about stuff like parents should do, whether we're in the same house or not.
And they often don't.
Right. But, like, we talk about stuff. Like, we get on the same page with things. We have conversations with Lily together. Like, it's always been kind of natural for us the way that it is.
I have to imagine faith plays a big role in managing that type of relationship.
Oh, I guess. I mean, I've never really thought of it like that. I mean, I know God made my heart the way that it is, so I guess. Laura and Jess aren't really, how do you say it? Like, I know that they believe, but they're not like active in like a church or anything like that.
Practicing type
Right.
of, yeah.
But I mean, I have faith in them, and they have faith in me for raising our child to be as great as she is. So,
Well, it's working.
it's a lot of work.
So, Christina, you and I have known each other for a long time now.
Since you came.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, we have walked through a lot of really hard stuff.
Yes.
Like things that would rock most people's faith, you have come out on the other end of in a lot of ways. Or at least are in the process of trying to come out of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you talk about any of that you want to. I don't want to start putting your stuff out there, so I'm going to let you talk about those sort of traumatic moments and sort of what got you back into this
what
part
brought
of
me back?
faith.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. Lily and I had this conversation last night. We were going over the questions that I was going to be asked, and she asked me if I've ever doubted God. And I said, I don't think I've ever doubted him. Like, I've never doubted that he was there. I've never doubted that he had a hand on my life. I was just angry. I was very angry for a long time.
About what?
So in January, it'll be 11 years that my mom has been gone. The relationship I have with Lily and Parker, I base that on the relationship I had with my mother. My mom, she was my best friend. We did everything together. She was there when I had both of my kids. She used to joke with me all the time. When I was pregnant with Lily, and I was scared to death to give birth. It was like one of the hardest things that women's bodies have to go through, blah, blah, blah. I was scared to death because not from the pain, because I can handle pain. I've always been very good at handling pain. But the surviving birth. I don't know where that foreshadow came from because I did end up having to have 3 units of blood before I left the hospital. But she told me, it is the worst pain you'll ever feel in your life, but it is the quickest forgotten. So after I had Lily, and like learning how to bathe her, like learning how to do all the new mom stuff. She was right with me the entire time. And I think after the second week of an hour of sleep, I was like, why didn't you warn me? Why didn't you tell me that this is how it was going to go?
Thanks, Mom.
And she was like, you wouldn't have believed me anyway. Or you wouldn't have listened anyway. And I was like, still could have warned me. But she, like, my dad didn't go to anything. He didn't go to anything growing up. And I was in a lot of stuff. I did every play from the time I was in first grade till I graduated high school. I was in band, choir, everything. I did everything. My dad never went. Didn't even go to my graduation from high school. He wasn't a people person. That's what he told me. So my mom was that constant rock for everything. So Lily she was turning 6 when my mom passed. And it wasn't like she got sick and we had time to make peace with it.
Right.
It was, I got a phone call from my dad saying, no, I didn't get I got a phone call from Famous Hair where she'd cut hair for 22 years. Never missed a day of work. Only time she missed a day of work she called off was when my fiance died, and she took the day off for me. They called me. She no-call, no-showed. So they were worried. Well, I mean, 22 years, you've called off once in your entire career. That strikes a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, work just called me, like, Mom didn't show up. What's going on? He said, oh, I just heard her up there moving around. She said she wasn't feeling good. I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, the next time you hear her up, like, tell her to call me, tell her to call the salon and let them know what's going on. Nothing. I didn't hear anything. And then he calls me. I'm waiting on Lily to get off the bus. And he calls me. I think you need to come down here. There's something wrong with your mom. I'm like, well, I got to get Lily off the bus, then I'll be down. I go down. She's incoherent. She's not making any sense. She's talking to me. Parker's dad was a cop in Wellsville at the time. So I called him to have him get an ambulance there because I knew he could get it there quicker. So they get her in the ambulance. They test her blood sugar. Her blood sugar was like 30. Oh. So he was like, we're giving her glucose. Meet us at the hospital because once she regains consciousness, she'll probably refuse treatment and want to go. I'm like, all right. So I go, get to the hospital. We're sitting there, waiting. It's the worst, waiting. Yeah. And they come out at one point and they say they're going to fly her to Pittsburgh. So I'm like, okay, well, I have both of my kids. So I was like, all right, wait for them to take her. We have to stabilize her first. That's what they told me. So as we're sitting in the waiting room, we hear codes going off. And I'm not thinking about that because, my mom's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. 30? I think I was 30 at the time. So, they're flying her to Pittsburgh because they don't have whatever they need to help her here. So they're going to fly her to Pittsburgh. So I go home, take my kids home after she leaves. I call my neighbor. My neighbor comes over, sit with my kids. I get to the gas station down the street to get gas. And my phone rings. And it's the hospital. And they tell me that they've been doing chest compressions for 45 minutes. And the doctor is calling it. Oh. And I fell to my knees and just started There's probably an inhuman sound, but like I was just howling. Like a part of my heart, was gone, and I had to tell my 6-year-old, who her Mimi was her world, that Mimi wasn't okay. That we were never going to be able to go see Mimi. Mimi wasn't going to be able to do the Michael Jackson Thriller dance with her anymore.
I forgot about that.
Or that the quilt that they were making, she wasn't going to be able to get finished. Like, I just sat and cried for probably 4 hours before I was so exhausted that I ended up falling asleep. And the aftermath was both of my sisters are addicts. One is gone because of that addiction. The other one has...
Just this past year.
Yeah. My little sister struggles with it all the time. I yelled at her after Jessica passed about me.
Jessica's your sister?
Yes, just my older sister. I yelled at her about me having to bury another sister, that I wouldn't be able to handle it. She needed to get her act right. I didn't say those words, but I'll say that for here. After we went down and talked to my dad, because I was my mom's emergency contact for everything. My dad didn't know. So we went down to my parents' house, and I told my dad that my mom was gone. And he just looked at me like it was another day and said, I knew before she left the hospital that she wasn't going to make it. And I left. But so I was angry at God, and church never felt the same, because my mom was my home.
Yeah.
And she was here, and it felt different being here without her. Like a piece of the church was missing. And it rocked me, because Parker's dad was a cop. So, like, this is when everybody was overdosing, and they first started having to carry Narcan in their patrol cars. And he come home and he told me he had to Narcan this one guy, and it's like the 4th or 5th time that this guy's been Narcaned in the past month, and I lost it. So my mother should be here. She did everything right. She went to work every day. She took care of her children. She took care of her family. She went to church. She loved her grandbabies. She did everything she was supposed to. And she passes away. And these addicts that use mostly to ignore or forget what they've been through.
To escape life.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get more chances. And they keep doing the same thing over and over again. And I can't bring my mom back. My mom did everything right. And it made me mad that my mom was such a light, such a good person. And she was gone. And there was nothing I could do about it. just a hole in my life that was gone. And my sisters were out doing God knows what. They
Using
didn't-
other means to cope with that same trauma.
I had planned my mother's funeral by myself, sitting at my parents' kitchen table, because one was sleeping off what they had done the night after my mom died. And then the other one didn't even show up until I was leaving. And my dad sat in the living room, like not caring at all. And I planned the entire thing. I took care of everything. I took care of all the paperwork. I took care of all the documents. There's so much stuff you have to do after people die.
Where did the strength come from? Because I remember this period in your life that, I mean, you just, where everyone around you fell apart, you were just drawing this amazing strength to keep going. Where were you drawing strength?
I knew that my mother deserved the best. And if nobody else was going to help me make that a reality, I was going to make sure that it happened. Because that's what she deserved. She took care of everybody. She sacrificed so much stuff in her own life with her own health for everybody else. And if they didn't want to show up, they had to answer for that. But I was going to do what I needed to do.
How did you come back from this anger at God and all of these circumstances?
Well, that's just the beginning.
Oh, no.
This is the start of the story.
That's just the beginning.
That's some people's whole life tale.
Yeah, no, that's just the beginning. Well, life doesn't stop. My heart is broken, and I want the world to know that she's gone. But life does not stop. I still had a 6-year-old, and I still had an 18-month-old that I needed to make sure had everything that they needed. I still had a family that I needed to take care of. So I put my grief on the back burner so that I could make sure that the people that I loved were taken care of and knew that they were loved.
How did you cope with this? You know, your sisters found their way to cope. Or did you just ignore Christina for this whole time? And because clearly God sent you in this situation. Like, it was you. You were the answer.
The way I grew up, I've always been like the mediator in my family. Like
The peacemaker.
yeah, my parents fighting, my sisters fighting. I mean, not that I didn't do my fair share of sisterly fighting.
I'm sure you did.
But I've always been like more of a realist, more logical, more I mean, I used to tell him all the time, like, we could go have a drink, but that's all I'm doing. I'm just having a drink and then I'm going home. Like, I don't need to stay and get so oblivious that I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I envy you. I don't have that gene.
Well, neither do my sisters. Well, I think I told Jessica once that, okay, I could go, like, with what I'm going through right now, I could go and get blackout drunk. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to feel like crap. And then I'm out all of that money that I spent to feel like crap. And my problems are still here.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
what?
are your kids,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like, your kids really anchor you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, what a gift.
Yeah, definitely.
You're what us addicts call a normal person.
I wouldn't say I'm normal by any means, but
You don't have the compulsion to keep going and to bury it with alcohol or anything else.
but I grew up with that. My dad was an alcoholic. My dad's dad was an alcoholic. Like, runs in my family.
But you were just different.
I saw how I grew up. I saw the life that like my mother was leading, feeding my dad's addiction, and I knew that I did not want that. That was not something that I wanted in my life at all. So I took steps to prevent that from happening.
You broke the cycle.
You did.
I did.
Good for you.
That's really hard to do.
I'm pretty stubborn. Tell Lily all the time she got a double dose because her dad's stubborn too. Ain't nobody arguing with you, girl, ever.
It'll do her good. It will. So what gives you hope? Where do you draw hope from?
Lily and Parker. I mean, honestly, most of my me coming back to church was
You say get into
mostly
that.
them.
The getting
How do
back
we
to
get
church.
back here
Well,
after all of that? Some people never recover.
Church chips?
Jessica passed. Jessica passed away. That was rough. I actually had a dream the other day. I don't know if it was like preparing me for this conversation. I had a dream. I was in my house and I'm sitting with my mother and I'm going through my phone looking for the last conversation I had with Jessica. And I'm like looking through it and my mom's like, why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about it? I'm like, because I need to see. I need to see what my last interaction with her was. So I'm looking. I find it, I was mean to her, which par for the course, I usually was mean to her. I mean, I loved her to death. Don't get me wrong. I loved
This was
her
in
to
the
death.
dream, though, right?
In the dream.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So the interaction was mean. Oh, she's like, why can't I remember that conversation? And I looked at her and I went, Mom, you've been gone for 11 years. And then I woke up.
Oh.
I was like, I've had exactly, that will be the second dream I've had of my mom since she passed away. And I'm like, why? Why now? But Jessica passing she passed on right before Palm Sunday.
Right before my baptism. It was the same time. You
Her,
gave
her funeral was the same day as your baptism.
You gave a really contrasting sermon between that.
I walked off the pulpit. I had a whole different sermon.
threw
ready,
the
and
sermon
I
away.
literally walked off the pulpit. I'm
And
like, we need to talk about this.
You made the rounds around the
Yeah,
church
we
while you were
laughed.
preaching. I'd never seen anything like it.
Wow.
He had a prepared one that he tossed out because of it.
We were talking about the tension between new life in Christ and new life in the kingdom of heaven. You know, I mean, we're looking at Josh, who is, you know, the old self is dying, the new self is coming out of the baptismal waters. We are, you know, literally a new creation here. And then right from there, I mean, it was like we were all going to be traveling from worship straight to Jessica's visitation and funeral to follow. That, you know, we're celebrating that rebirth as well. That this is a day of tears and a day of joy, but a hard day at the same time.
Yeah.
And you said in there, felt like you were looking at all of us in the eye at the same time somehow. If I didn't believe that girl was at peace, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be telling you this. I wouldn't be standing here. I wouldn't keep coming back here if I didn't believe that God was taking care of her at this point. I'll never forget it.
Because Jessica was working very hard to make the comeback in that moment.
Yeah.
She had come to us at the church and said, you know, I'm finishing up this class. She's getting clean. She said, you know, I'm trying to finish up this class. And one of the things I think I need to continue to do is community service. And so do you have anything around the church that we can do? And we made up this whole list of things that she could do. And that was the week
Before.
yeah. Because I got a phone call from you
Yeah.
I think it was like a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah.
I had just dropped my son off and I answered the phone. I said, Christina, how are you? And she's like, terrible. And that's when I found out that Jessica had overdosed that night.
I had gotten up early I was getting up early because me and Lily were going for her to take her permit test. And so the phone call I got, I couldn't say anything. Like my brain was just waking up, so I was trying to process what was being told to me. And then I just started shaking. I started shaking all over. And I had to go wake up Lily, and I was like, I have to go over to her house. And she's like, well, I'm coming with you. She's got my back no matter what.
Some people run away from moments like that. She runs to it like, you're not going to walk this alone. God bless her.
God knew what he was doing when he gave her to me. Let's just say that. She is, her and Parker both. I've had Lily longer. Both though, I don't know where I would be if it weren't for them too. They are definitely my anchor to God, to my faith, to being a better person, because we know we all have to struggle with that every day. Some people test it.
Preach.
Hour by hour.
So we kind of cut your story off as to how you wound up coming back then.
So, Jessica passing away, because at that point, both of my parents were gone. Because my dad passed, I think it was like a year and a few months before Jessica passed away. And my dad, I reconciled with my dad before the end because I had to make all the decisions for that too. My sisters were afraid he'd be mad at the decisions that were being made. So I was like, I don't care if he gets mad at me. I'll make him. But I mean, I did it. I made the decisions in love. I made the decisions for what was best for him at that point in time. I put my resentment, I guess, call it resentment. I put it aside to make sure that my dad was taken care of, that I didn't really care if he was happy. I just wanted to make sure that he was being taken care of properly, and people were being nice to him. They weren't abusing him in the nursing homes and stuff.
We talk about that lens all the time. What is the loving thing to do here? And it sounds like that's where you were operating from. And love looks weird sometimes and not always the way you think it's supposed to.
Right.
I mean, I did what was best for him. I'll stand by that. I did what was best for him. He needed to be in a care facility where they could keep an eye on him. I mean, I washed his clothes every week. Me and the girls made him a prayer blanket. I actually have it at home because after he passed, Lily wanted to bring it home. I have an altar in my house it's my dad's stereo.
Those big console ones?
Huge.
It takes 10D batteries.
Well, this one plugs in. It's
the cabinet style?
Yeah, it's
nice.
The record player, the 8-track player.
Oh, wow.
Cassette radio.
For all of you kids out there, 8-tracks were before there were tapes.
They lasted
before there
2
were
months.
CDs.
8-tracks were before I was born.
8-tracks outdate us all.
But it was my dad's.
Mm-hmm.
Lily wanted it, so we brought it home. I wanted it too. I love the way vinyl sounds, but it was something that was a constant in my life. Music, it's always been a constant too. So food, music. But I have my mother's ashes. I have my dad's ashes. I have pictures of Pat. I have pictures of Jessica. And it's I've got flowers and all of that stuff. It's all set up. Looks pretty, but I have them there.
So were you on a hiatus from here between your mom and Jessica passing?
Yes.
So both ends of the spectrum. One turns you away and then one brings you back.
Well, coming back after Jessica, I had talked to Pastor Eric about a lot of stuff, and Lily, it's really Lily, honestly. She was like, Mom, it's a sign. Like, Aunt Jessica was supposed to be coming back on Palm Sunday. Now she can't, so we have to do that.
Her plan was to come back into worship on Palm Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she had made plans to return to church on the day that would be her funeral.
So
That's
that's how I ended up coming back.
So can I tell the Parker story? So at the visitation, in the funeral home, there's kind of like a little downstairs area with some couches and things, where people can just kind of relax. And Parker is sitting on one of the couches, and she's always just she's Parker. She's sitting there, and I said, Parker, how you doing? And she's like, she pats the seat next to her and says, sit down, please.
Uh-oh.
And I'm at a funeral of someone who's died by drug overdose. I'm like, oh, this. She's like, I have questions. I'm like, oh boy. So I thought we were going to go someplace very different in this conversation.
Nope.
And so I sit next to her and she's like, Pastor Eric, what would it take to start having church chips? And I was like, church chips? And she's like, and she kind of like makes this like round symbol with her fingers. And she's like, church chips. I'm like, communion?
You mean the body of Christ?
Church chips.
Church chips.
It was the first time I'd ever heard it. I said, well, you and I would get together and have a conversation, and we talk with your mom too. And, if you feel like you're ready, she feels like you're ready, I feel like you're ready, then we do communion. And that was like the first thing, like through the door was like, I want to start taking communion.
Yeah, I mean, how many times could she have seen it?
She was.
Not many, right?
She'd come to church. I think
Okay.
she'd come with Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she had.
Well, and her sister, by contrast, I remember when Lily was a little girl, and she was both giving blessings to her stuffed animals, but also holding communion services in her bedroom with with her stuffed animals, like giving communion to them in the pews. It was the sweetest thing.
I gotta tell you, sometimes I worry about me in the future because Pastor Eric's not going to be around forever. And then when I talk to Parker, like I did today, I'm like, I'm in good hands. She's just going to assume the mantle when she's ready, and I'm not going to have to worry. And I'm just always going to have a good pastor in my life.
I mean, she would.
I mean, I'm not joking. I have that level of faith in her at 11 years old already. Yeah.
When my mother was getting really sick, Parker walked with me through that, and that every Sunday after church, she would give me a hug, and with what I can only say is a pastoral tone, would be like, Pastor, how are you? And how is your mother? I mean, and it wasn't fake at all.
Mm-mm.
Like it was.
She wasn't plain pastor.
She doesn't know how to be fake.
My first Sunday back after my mother's funeral, like Parker came up and gave me this massive hug, and she's like, I'm so sorry about your mom. And it broke me, man. Like I was holding it together till Parker. She has a wonderful relationship with both Christ and the church, and she's
She said it in the Narthex today because you were making fun of her for being tall for her age, and she says, "I'm just built different."
I'm built
that's
different.
what she said.
She was shaking her shoulder. She's like, "I'm built different," and then walked out the door.
I tell her that all the time, though. That she's getting to that age where other girls are being more self-conscious about stuff.
Not her.
Well, she's had her moments, and I tell her all the time, I'm like, girl, you're just built different. That's the only difference. You're just built different.
You were built different than the people around you.
I most definitely was. I was created differently.
We think of like black sheeps in families as like in a negative way. It's not always.
Not always.
No.
Mm-mm. I do still talk to a few of my cousins about, well, I mean, I see them every once in a while. They come into work and get food. But I have two cousins that I'm like extremely close to that I still talk to about everything because they knew what was going on back then, but they didn't know like all the details. They weren't in the mix of everything, but they still understand. Like I say something that's off kilter, they're like, I know where that came from.
So, Christina, after all that and coming back after the passing of Jessica and everything, is there still anger at God or lingering resentment, or are you guys on better terms now?
I think we're on better terms now.
Which you're allowed to be angry. You say it all the time.
Well,
Every relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, anger at God, it's a form of relationship. Like if you are angry at a spouse, at one of your children, at a parent, what have you, at a friend, that's a form of relationship because you're not angry if you don't care about them.
All right. I still talk to him.
Yeah.
I still talked to him the entire time I was angry at him.
And God's got big shoulders, right? Like if God can't take me being angry at him, he needs a new job.
It's called a lamentation. There's a whole book of them in the Bible.
There's an art to being angry at God, and that's okay. God's not going to be like, oh, you're angry at me? Check out hell. That it's not how it works.
I've never felt that way either. When I was angry at him, I knew that he would always forgive my anger, help me through it.
Understand it.
Yeah.
That's faith.
Yeah. When I finally stopped being mad about my mom passing, I told him, I said, you must have really needed her for you to take her away from me. So.
Did you stay in contact with him even when you weren't coming to church? Or did you kind of say, I just don't want to talk right now?
God?
Yeah.
I still talk to him.
You did?
Still talk to him every day. Yeah. I try. Parker always asks me if I knew how to pray. And I was like, what are you talking about? Do I know how to pray? And she was like, well, how do you pray? And I said, I have a conversation with God. I talk to him about I talk to him about the stuff that's prevalent on my mind. I ask him to help guide me to make the correct choices, to make the right choices for everybody. And I ask him to give me the courage and the bravery to help people that I can help. And I just continue to ask for him to watch over her and Lily. Like those are my prayers. I ask for him to watch over the people I love and to help guide me. It's basically it. And she was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're the influence on her faith.
Right?
The both of you. I think she couldn't be better set up to do what she wants to do.
God has always been there. Like it was never a conscious choice I've never been like, no, I don't think that's real. No, I don't think so.
Oh, bless you.
I said, well,
and it's okay to have that struggle as well. I mean, if you're listening to this and you're struggling with faith, that's okay too.
I've just never. It's always been there. Like since I can remember, it's always been there.
This isn't a fair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And
if I don't want to answer, then I don't answer.
I think you'll answer. But if you don't like the answer, that's fine. What would you say to somebody going through that is angry, isn't on the best terms with God? What would you say to somebody who wanted to get back into faith?
Okay.
Or maybe faith for the first time?
It can't rain forever. It has to stop raining at some point. And after the rain, then clear skies, rainbows, beautiful flowers, grass, trees, everything that we need. Sometimes you have to go through the storm in order to appreciate what's after.
So, Christina, one of the things we end every interview with is our St. John questionnaire, which are kind of rapid fire answer type things. So what is your favorite Bible story?
I really don't have one. I don't. I know a lot of Bible stories, and I take lessons from all the ones that I do know. So it's really hard.
Is there like a significant one that you're like, this one pops out to me?
No, not really. I mean, it just depends on where I'm at in my life, like which story resonates more.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you have a memory of reading one and being like, wow, I really needed that?
I don't really think so. I mean, I love stories. I read all the time.
Like food, they're a big part of
Oh,
who we are and what we
yeah.
do.
Well, I mean, The Last Supper. I know that story. Breaking bread, knowing full well that one of the people sitting at your table has betrayed you.
Ooh. Okay, what feeds your faith?
My kids.
What drains your faith?
My kids. No, I'm just joking. Work actually is it's hard. It's hard to be compassionate and empathetic and try to help if somebody's not getting it or doesn't want to get it. I mean, that's probably why I'm such a great boss at work, because I had to deal with that with addictions with my family the whole entire time, because you can't help somebody who doesn't want help. So I had to learn that. But doing the right thing for the company is not always doing the right thing for a person. And it's hard. I struggle with that. Like, would God think that's okay if I did that? But then I have to do it though, because I'm the boss. So I struggle with that a lot. That definitely drains my faith.
When you enter heaven, what do you want to hear God say?
Welcome home.
Christina, it has been an absolute joy to have you on. And I personally, on behalf of Josh, myself, probably every listener who's listening to this, thank you for your vulnerability today and your willingness to cry with us and just be in that moment. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And of course, dear listener, as you go on your way, may Christ go with you. Christ before you to lead you. Christ behind you to encourage you. Christ beside you to befriend you. Christ above you to watch over you. And Christ within you to give you peace.
Amen.
Amen.